Resilient Africa Network is one of 7 development labs that the USAID has established, realizing that the involvement of universities in solving community problems has not yet been properly harnessed, and yet universities are a center for knowledge generation. This network is focusing on building resilience of communities, applying science and technology to come up with simple solutions that are quickly scalable, that can change the communities.
I'm Richard Sechibule, a PhD student in computer science and working on auction mechanisms for cultural trade in developing countries. So we developed Kudu as an auction mechanism, an auction system that will be used for trading agricultural products in Uganda.
So, Resilient Africa Network is all about strengthening the resilience of communities. How does your innovation strengthen resilience? What kind of type of communities would be benefiting from using Kudu?
So one of the key things that we wish to achieve with Kudu is improved cash flow for families. So we appreciate that it's very difficult for families to be resilient without money. Even for small problems such as digging a small valley dam or a small well, families need to be well fed, they need access to medication, and they also need access to farm inputs. All these things require money.
So I'm thinking that the value of innovation is that it sort of gets rid of the middleman, because then now the farmer and the buyer have a platform where they can exchange. What kind of social challenges do you foresee in terms of acceptance of this technology? Or is it something that you've already piloted and you have some data to show that in fact can be scaled?
Yeah. So yes, we piloted the system for 6 months. That's from January of 2013 to June, actually start of July. So yes, we realized that brokers, in a way, their negative effect was being ruled out. So farmers could had more access to the right information at the right time, as opposed to many other systems that also try to offer market prices, but in many cases don't offer the right information. Then also access to the actual market, someone who actually wants to buy and who actually want to buy their produce. In terms of acceptance, yes, at first there was a bit of a problem that people wanted to be sure that this is not something that is going to come for 1 month, 2 months, and it goes away. And this is why, in fact, we looked out for such partnerships like Resilience Africa Network, that we can build momentum that will enable us to be sustainable.
I'm Robert Sebunya, graduate from School of Computing, undergraduate from School of Computing. I just graduated in January. I'm a software engineer. I work with Findit. I'm co-founder, also chief technology officer. Findit is a communication tool to bridge the gap, the information gap in communities.
What problem are you solving for the community?
Basically, if you look at before societies, the way communication is done in Uganda or in Africa is mainly through megaphones. And if you look at megaphone speakers or moving vehicles with speakers talking about certain things, and if you see where they reach, the roads are not the best that you can be able to announce to everyone on a radio, on that megaphone, or you can go by foot, but you can't effectively reach out to everyone. So we decided to come up with this very simple solution that allows the content provider or community leader or stakeholder who needs to reach out to a certain audience with the power of SMS. Yeah. We have piloted the system in Makerere University, about 7,000 subscribers so far, from 3 colleges, College of Cobhams and College of Computing, and also School of Law.
Hi, my name is Chris Chusedmi with the Rutio project.
So tell us more about the Rutio project.
Rutio is a system for grassroots community input and output. In Uganda, radio is the king of media. 90-some% of Ugandan homes have a radio. Radio doesn't require literacy, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe, there's no data plan. So we really wanted to think about how to bring radio into the 21st century by giving it some of the kind of ICT infrastructure that would allow it to be a much more flexible network for communities.
So what makes it very amenable to rural communities, your technology? How come we're talking about rural communities and community radio? What's the innovation there?
The innovation is that most communities can run a rural radio station. Transmitters aren't that expensive. But once they have that, most rural communities don't have the spare excess of time, of energy to actually run the station. So community radio stations can often be isolated, siloed. And so what we're trying to do is build a network that allows high quality national and regional information from around the world to come into the community, but then also for information from the community to percolate up in the network and over to other nearby communities. So we're really thinking of this as kind of a network-focused approach where the community is opened up to the world and can share information. But still, the stations will have time for someone like an LC1 or a local politician to talk to people, for singing groups or local musicians to be on the air. So it will allow for the kind of community deliberation that's really necessary for community, but then also this kind of permeability to the larger world as well.
My name is Rosemary Carroll. I'm in third year law school, and our innovation was the Community Law Program and Mobile Clinic. It's a program under Public Interest Litigation Clinic in law school. It centers on providing free legal services for the vulnerable groups in our community. It's basically a street law project.
Okay. So how do you get students or lawyers to participate? What's your strategy of getting the expertise to move into the communities?
Okay, first of all, to get into the Clapmore program, you have to apply to get into that program, and then the students are shortlisted. Then the lecturers divide into groups, and the lecturers first go to the community, identify those problems, bring them back to the students who do research, and they feed back to the community.
So how many clinics so far have you run in what parts of Uganda? Do you have some numbers to share with us in terms of community involvement?
Yes. Well, the communities that we have been able to go to are mainly centered around Makerere University, and that's Katanga, Chivulu. With the number of lives we have touched, it's over 500 people. We have 20 referrals, and we have a base in Bundibujo, and we partner with Global Rights that majorly deals with the base in Bundibujo.